Starting audio in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, welcome to part 2. So, I've just been thinking, that is my hair, by the way, looking odd? Because, the weather, it's so crazy that this is the only way that I can tie my hair, especially before going to sleep, because I can't leave it loose. And I have to, um, I don't like my hair going all over, so I have to tie it up. So I hope it's not looking odd. And I feel that this is the best place for the hair to be. Like, like okay, if you're sleeping, it's fine. I'm sure you can't go out like this, but I can pull it off. I can pull off anything except running around naked. Are we making sense? What I know is that I can definitely blend in with a lot of you. You guys have that energy that, and I wanted to talk about this as well. Is the energy that I have received from some of you is that it's so overpowering. I can do anything listening to you after that. I can do anything after listening to you. And sometimes I feel like I'm becoming like you, like some of you. And I feel that that's what used to happen to us when we were kids, remember? Like, especially as a growing child. Um, and those times when our voices used to change, remember, it used to become a little more bassy. And especially at that age, at that stage, it happened again. I just lost it. But at that age, we were extremely carefree. I grew up in a boarding school, like I think I mentioned that. And I was also in the um, choir, by the way. I don't really sing, but I was in the choir, in the tenor, in the tenor. Yeah, I do sound like tenor, right? But I used to love the sounds of the alto. Alto sounds amazing. Soprano, okay, not so much. Even they sound amazing, but alto, they sound too good. They sound very unique. And then we were on the third row, like the tenor, or maybe there were two rows of sopranos, I think. So we were on the fourth row, and then the bass above us, like on the fifth row. I think that's how I'm also, subconsciously, I have a lot of these voicings in my mind, which um, seem to have emerged from that stage. Because we had, I mean, I never learned music. I mean, I did learn music, but by myself. I never like took music education anywhere else. But I'm a self-taught musician. I mean, maybe not a musician, but I'm just self-taught. Oh yeah, maybe I can call myself a musician. I do prefer. I would like to call myself a musician, even though I'm not good at it. But I still have that zeal towards it. Like not even like an enthusiast, or maybe, but somewhere down the line, I want to connect it. I want to connect music to my ideologies. Is what I have in mind. Is that why leave that skill if we can use it? I mean, I wouldn't mind just talking, but then I need to have a specific sense of expression. I need to have a specific a specific way to express myself, and it can't happen any way else other than just letting it happen by itself, effortlessly. That's how it needs to be. I think I'm getting good at this, at least for now. Are we still rolling? Yeah. Oh my god. Sometimes I get these rushes, like, but because I don't really record all the time, whatever I record, that is it. Whether it is good, whether it is bad, whether it is flowing correctly or not, I just upload whatever comes. And that's how I want it to be. I don't want to take too much stress of doing it again and then having all of that said again. I mean, I can't even remember what I would have said anyway. So it's good that we're getting in the flow. And what am I here to talk about today, though? I think the previous time also the same thing happened. Is that I think I was talking about some delivery guy, right? Some delivery boy in the last video, and I never said what happened. So, when I was editing the video, that is when I was like, what? Did I even say it? Probably I didn't remember it. Probably nature didn't want me to remember or talk about anybody else like that. But since I mentioned it, I have to mention it now. What happened exactly was that I ordered the product, and the product was deliberately delayed. It wasn't like I was delaying it. That delivery boy was just giving me a missed call, and he was never showing up at the door. So, and that happened consecutively for like 3-4 days. And I'm like, what the hell? So that's when it struck me, with how about, because see, there are people disturbing me here, right? I think we are very clear about that. Like, even right now, You know, I mean, I can't really tell you all the details right now, but you know what? Let me just show you something again. Like, this is my PC, right? Right? This is my PC, correct? Now, I don't have a chair in front of the PC, right? I have a full-fledged bed, okay, in front of my PC. Check that out. Okay, but what I want you to see is that check out the bed is in contact with the floor, right? The bed is in contact with the floor. So generally during summer times, I sleep like that. Oops, let me not drop this. Oops, I'm facing it the other way around. Come on, you don't want to be stoned so early. So what I was showing you was, or is, I don't know if you might have figured what I'm about to tell you, but I don't even know if I want to say it. But I'm not afraid of saying it, really. In fact, I'm so open that I can talk about anything. So what I was talking about is that since I am being disturbed by people, around me, non-stop, it's happening almost every day. It's happening every day. Okay, somebody's been tracking me. Somebody's been following my footsteps from downstairs, and I'm not even worried about that. But it affects me sometimes when I don't, come in their way, but still they come in my way. Why do they do that? Right? All I want is the package on time. Right? Now, if the delivery boy has been brainwashed by, the so called surrounding dominating forces out here, then I can't help it. You know, that's when I become very ignorant. I don't really care about um, resolving the matter at all. I just leave it at silence. you know, there's no more talk with anyone after that. In fact, I lose contact with the vendor. You know, and this wasn't happening before. I knew something like this would happen, which is why it got me a little upset. So it almost happened again today from a different vendor, right? I ordered something. What I ordered was this. I was thinking of showing this to you, by the way. That's a small device. It's called an iRig, supposedly meant for connecting your guitar to your phone or maybe to your PC. I haven't really tested it out because it just arrived this evening. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this will not work either, because the first adapter that I used, which was um, a USB, what was it called? Some USB sound card. It was like a small device with two inputs, like with a mic input and a headphone input. When I plugged in my laptop, it recognized the device. When I plugged in the headphones, I could hear the audio, but then the quality of the audio was degraded like crazy. It was almost like not even sounding real. And then I was like, that's it. I don't even want to check the mic port. But then, since I wasn't there, because I could use the headphones for the monitoring part, right? That's what I have in my mind. And I could use the mic input for the guitar, right? That's what I thought I would have sorted out, and it would clear the sound card problem, but then it did not. I found out that the mic port is not working. And so, nature had me wait for a couple of days more after that. That's when I ordered this iRig thing. And I thought maybe this will work. There are two cables here. One is iRig and the other one is a stereo pin to a Type-C connector. That's for the phone I ordered. I want to see if I can use the Zoom G3N to record on the phone directly on my mobile device instead of the laptop, if that's possible. Provided it works, though. I'm not sure if it would. I don't even know if it's the original product. Because these days, you don't even know what you're going to buy, especially if the prices are low. If the prices are low, I feel there's there's a different marketing strategy or marketing team that's come into play who don't want to give you the right product, but they just want to let you know and show it to you that, do you think you will get what you're looking for in this much price? Is what I can hear them saying in my mind. But I regret selling my previous multi-FX processor I had. But not really. Actually, I think I had problems with that as well. It kept getting disconnected from the laptop by itself. But I don't know if they have fixed that bug. So I used the Line 6 before. The Line 6 HD 500, I think it was, yeah. I think the 500X came out after that. And I think that got discontinued also now. But I like that machine as well. It was a good unit. I made some really nice sounds with that. But again, I didn't use it properly, it looks like. And I sold it even before, I could use it for the right cause. But I did use it to teach at that time. I was just, this was about 10 years ago. I was a music teacher for like 3 years. And in those 3 years, I think being a music teacher taught me more about music than I thought I would. I mean, it taught me more about music. And I felt like I could learn from a lot from that time and that space I had received. And all I had to do was impart a little knowledge to others who were, are looking to walk the same path, but um, it's their call. They will have to come back to it if they need to. Let's go into part 3, shall we? All right. Closing audio in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.